I'm headed to Elkhorn to learn more about what travel was like over the last century in this province. So why don't you join me as we visit the Manitoba Antique Automobile Museum. As we hit the road, my thoughts drifted to what travel in Manitoba was like a century ago. In a time that was closer to the Industrial Revolution than the era of smartphones, how did these early vehicles revolutionize how people navigated this province? The town of Elkhorn is nestled quietly along the Trans-Canada Highway near the Saskatchewan border. And although there is still a proud and vibrant heartbeat to it, the thought that the best days are yet to come may be somewhat optimistic. As the next generation continues to move to urban centers, Elkhorn will be challenged to reinvent itself. Although at times the town may seem quiet, it's hard to miss the Manitoba Antique Automobile Museum. From the highway, it looms heavy on the land, and you'd be hard-pressed not to see it as you travel by on the Trans-Canada. I'm meeting with Lillian Jackson, who's the former postmistress for the town of Elkhorn. She's a longtime volunteer at the museum and has agreed to give me a bit of a tour of what the museum has to offer. So can you tell us a little bit about what we have here? It looks to be a very full room.
It is a very full room, and it was fuller before because we've moved a lot of stuff over to the house, but this was started by Isaac Clarkson. We all know him as Ike. Okay. And I was a little girl. I grew up across the road from Ike, so I spent any hours over there helping.
Clarkson was well known and highly regarded in the community. His eclectic array of prairie artifacts and vintage automobiles would become the basis of the museum's collection.
He first of all got an old car and he restored it, and he enjoyed doing it so much that it just grew on him. And in 1961, he was kind of outgrowing all his sheds that he had on the farm, so he pretty much had to do something. So he come to the town of Elkhorn and to see if they would build a place for him to house his artifacts.
What are some of the other things that you have on display, and what could people see coming in here?
We have artifacts from the schools, the drums from the school band that we all marched up and down the streets, left, right, left, right. Thomas Dell, he was leading his cow and found a set of horns, and this is how the town was named.
Okay.
Elkhorn.
Okay.
Before that it was Flat Creek.
Okay.
Our ancestors came out with the railway.
Right.
And yeah, it was 1882, and he homesteaded out here. And yeah.
The front half of the museum collection goes beyond what some would think makes up an automobile museum. Clarkson's collection is full of curiosities and is a wonderful snapshot of the time he lived in.
First of all, they built a shed or a museum that was 60 by 200 feet, and from there it's just expanded. Ike was our curator. He passed away when he was 58 years old from cancer, so he had some good people helping him, and we've carried on his legacy.
One of those people Lillian was talking about is Alan Gregg. A mechanic by trade, Alan is slowly transitioning into his retirement by making the 20-minute drive from Virden to volunteer at the museum. So we have a bit here. It's an interesting look kind of at evolution of travel. You have some buggies in here. You know, when would these have kind of been prevalent or used most of all?
Back at the turn of the century and probably up to about the 1950s. They would have been used as a means of transportation. Not everybody out in these areas had cars, and
Right.
they would have traveled by horse, a lot of them, to schools and stuff like that.
With well over 100 automobiles in their collection, it keeps the volunteers busy just to maintain them on a regular basis. Alan estimates about 20 to 30 of them still run to this day, and the group often puts them on parade during the town's annual Canada Day festivities. Looking at sort of the evolution of travel in our province, that sort of thing, what would it have been like to drive one of these cars back in the day?
I think it would have been very nice. I have driven some of these cars in our parades over the years on the 1st of July, and I really enjoy it.
Are they rough to ride in? Or?
A little rougher than most of the new ones, yes.
Right.
Yes, and they don't go near as fast.
Right.
Yeah.
The craftsmanship is evident on each one of these vehicles. Although somewhat primitive in their design, plenty of creature comforts from a century ago still exist today. As a lifelong mechanic, Alan has a strong knowledge of some of those early technologies.
It's a 3-speed transmission in this one, and pretty near all of them were 3-speed transmissions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same sort of setup, clutch, brake,
Yeah.
gas, that sort of thing?
The Model Ts had a pedal system. They didn't really have a gear shift in them, but they were very early automatic transmissions, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Kind of like a hydrostatic? Or?
No, like a regular
Okay.
Chevy transmission type of thing, the early ones, yeah, and the automatic. That's the throttle because it's moving the foot feed down there, you can see. And this would adjust your spark to make it run smoother. You maybe retard it or something to start it and then advance it to drive.
So you would have to be doing that while you were driving as well?
No, once you got driving, you would probably, unless the average person would leave it alone. Some of us would have to move it to think they did a better job.
Right. And then this one here for the throttle would essentially be like an early cruise control?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could set that.
Yeah, if you got going down the road, you could set it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How stable is a vehicle like this on the road?
They're quite stable.
Are
They handle fairly nicely.
Our last stop on the tour brought us to one of the crown jewels of the collection. This 54 Monarch was donated to the museum and was sure to have turned heads in the post-war optimism of the 1950s. And I had one more question to ask Alan, hoping he would accept.
Since it's been donated, we've used it pretty well every year for parades, and we do drive it around a bit here, showing people.
Yeah.
We have it out front and display quite frequently.
What's it like to drive a car like this?
Very nice. Yes, they're nice to drive. Anything you can drive here is nice to drive.
And I have to ask, because we've come this way and it's been a dream of mine, can we go for a ride?
Yes, we certainly can. We will get it outside and we'll go for a run. I think our volunteers here do it mainly because of Ike. Most of our volunteers are my age or older, and we all knew Ike, and the young ones don't know him so well, but hopefully with us keeping on with the museum, that they will get interested and maybe do a good job for him in the future.